All right, everyone, welcome to this video. Our objective is to solve multi-step equations where the variable is now on both sides of the equation. So before, there's only been a variable on one side. Now you can see there's a variable over here. There's a variable on the other side as well. So let's dive right in. My first step when I'm solving an equation with a variable on both sides is to make sure both sides are fully simplified. And here, in our first couple examples, both sides will be fully simplified, so we don't have to do anything there. And then I want to identify which one of the variable terms is smaller. You don't have to do this step. I think it's important because I prefer to work with positive numbers more than negatives. And if we identify the smaller variable term between the 4x and the 10x, that'll allow us to work with positive numbers. And so another important thing is that we do not combine like terms. You do not do this and say 14x. You only combine like terms that are on the same side of the equal sign. When we have a variable on both sides, we actually want to get it so that there's only a variable on one side so we can solve how we've learned in the past. So I'm going to identify the smaller variable term, which here is the 4x, and I'm going to move it to the other side. And how do I get rid of a positive 4x? Well, I do that with a negative 4x. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. Subtract 4x on this side as well. Sorry for the sloppy handwriting. Doing this on an early Saturday morning. These cancel out. Whatever I don't use, I drop straight down. So this 5 comes straight down. 5 equals always comes straight down. 10 minus 4x is 6x. And I didn't use this minus 7, so it also comes down. Now look, with just one step, we've created a two-step equation, something we should be comfortable with by now if you're watching this video. And so now let's solve the two-step equation. We need to solve on the side with the variable. To get rid of a minus 7, I add 7 to both sides. These cancel out because it's a minus 7 and a plus 7. 5 plus 7 is 12 equals 6x. The 6x came straight down because I didn't use it. And my last step, 6 times x. To get rid of multiplication, I do division. These cancel. X is by itself. X is equal to 12. 12 divided by 6 is, oh my goodness, I'm being laggy. Come on. It's 2. X is equal to 2. 12 divided by 6 is 2. All right. Let's go on to the next one. Again, I have a variable on both sides. And 9v minus 8 equals 3v plus 22. I'm going to identify this. Both sides are simplified all the way. I'll identify the smaller variable term, which in this case is the 3v. To get rid of a positive 3v, I subtract 3v. Whatever I do to one side of the equation, I have to do to the other. Make sure these are nice and lined up, all right? We can only do this to like terms, so I have to line up the v's here. I have to line up the variables. Always line up the variables, all right? These cancel. Equal sign comes straight down. The only thing left on this side is the positive 22. I didn't use it, so I drop it down. 9v minus 3v is 6v. And I didn't use the minus 8, so it also comes down. So now, again, with one step, I've created a two-step equation. 6v minus 8 equals 22. Hopefully this is an area we're comfortable in now. I add 8 to each side. These cancel. I get 6v equals 22 plus 8 is 30. Right? This 6v came straight down because I didn't use it. Now it's saying 6 times v equals 30. I divide each side by 6. These cancel. You get v is equal to 30 divided by 6 is 5. All right. So that's our first example. You may not have gotten it right away, but I do want you to try it on the UDO. So as we go to the UDO here, I want you to pause the video, try it on your own, and then come back. Okay, hopefully you're unpausing because you completed the video, or the words or the questions. Sorry, and so let's go over it real quick. It's a UDO, so I'll go over it a little quicker so you can check your answer. We have a positive 2d plus 4 equals 5d plus 10. I'm going to identify the smaller variable term. That's 2d. Subtract 2d from each side. These cancel. The 4 comes straight down. 5d minus 2d is 3d plus 10. So 4 equals 3d plus 10. By just doing one step, I've created a two-step equation, which hopefully I'm comfortable with. To get rid of a plus 10, I subtract 10. These cancel. The 3d comes straight down. 4 minus 10. I'm 4 feet above the ground. I go down 10, and now I'm actually 6 feet under the ground. So I have negative 6 equals 3d. Divide each side by 3. Hopefully you got d equals negative 2. All right. If you didn't get that, maybe go rewind the video and watch again, or try to find your mistake. All right, let's go to the next one here. I have 8y plus 4 equals 2y plus 28. I'm going to subtract 2y from each side because the 2y is smaller than the 8y. On this side of the equation, the 2y's cancel out. The positive 28 I didn't use, so it drops straight down. This side, 8y minus 2y is 6y plus 4 equals 28. 6y plus 4 equals 28. All right. So to get rid of a plus 4, I'm going to subtract 4 from each side. These cancel. I get 6y equals 28 minus 4 is 24. Now a one-step equation. Divide each side by 6. Y is equal to 24 divided by 6. All right. Hopefully you got those. We're going to do one more example in UDO. On your paper, there's actually 3 examples and 3 UDOs, but we're actually going to move the other ones into another lesson or another video. So let's go over this. Example 2. Only difference here is now I have some negative numbers. I'm going to grab a quick drink of water. I have a negative 2p on this side now. So before I only showed you positive terms. Now we have some negatives. But this doesn't have to be more difficult. It can actually be easier. It's really easy. What's smaller, a negative 2p or a positive 4p? A negative 2p or a positive 4p? Well, the negative is obviously going to be smaller than the positive, so I have to get rid of that negative 2p. To get rid of a negative 2p, I have to do the opposite. The opposite of a negative 2p is a plus 2p. I'm going to do that to both sides. I wrote a little bigger than I wanted to here. And now let's do the math. I didn't use this positive 17 here, so it just drops straight down. These cancel. So I get 17 equals 4p plus 2p is 6p. And I didn't use the plus 5, so it also drops straight down. Now I have a two-step equation. I'm going to work on the side with the variable. To get rid of a plus 5, I minus 5. Both sides, these cancel. 17 minus 5 is 12 equals 6p. 6p came straight down. All right. To get rid of multiplication, I do division. I get p equals 12 divided by 6 is 2. All right. So hopefully the negatives aren't tripping us up. Let's do this real quick. All right. Let's do the next one. 8 minus 4s equals s plus 13. So I'm going to say which one's smaller, the minus 4s or the positive s, which is really a positive 1s. And so it's clearly that the negative 4s is smaller. So I'm going to add 4s to both sides. These cancel. I get 8 equals s plus 4s. This is a 1s, right? Anytime you see a variable by itself, it's really just 1. 1s plus 4s is 5s. And I didn't use the plus 13, so it just comes straight down. Let's go blue here. All right, so now I have a two-step equation. To get rid of a plus 13, I do minus 13 to both sides. These cancel. 8 minus 13. I'm 8 feet above the ground. I go down 13. I end up at negative 5 equals 5s. Drop that straight down. Divide each side by 5. And I get s is equal to negative 1. Okay, let's try our final UDO now. So I want you to go ahead and pause the video, try UDO 2, and come back, and we'll go over it. Okay, hopefully you paused the video and you solved. I'll go over it a little bit quicker since it's a UDO. On this side, I have a negative 2t and a positive 5t. The negative 2t is smaller. I'm going to add 2t to both sides. I hate using t as a variable. I hope this is the last time that I do this to myself. These cancel. I get 16 equals 5t plus 2t is 7t plus 9. Struggling to write a little bit today. All right, now I have a two-step equation. I'm going to get rid of a plus 9 by subtracting 9 on each side. These cancel. I didn't use the 7t, so it drops straight down. 16 minus 9 is 7. We get 7 equals 7t. It helps to remember what this is asking us. This is saying 7 times what unknown number. Remember, a variable is just an unknown number. 7 times what gives me 7? 7 times 1 gives me 7, so I know t is equal to 1. So I wanted to show that mathematically. To get rid of division, we divide each side by 7. These cancel. 7 divided by 7 is 1. Okay. Last problem. All right. Hopefully you got this one right. You're feeling good. Hopefully you get this one right as well. I have a positive 6g and a minus 3g. I'm going to add 3g to each side. These cancel out. On this side of the equation, I only have the 11. It drops straight down because I didn't use it. On this side, I have a positive 2 that I didn't use. I dropped that down. 6g plus 3g is 9g. So now I have a two-step equation. 2 plus 9g equals 11. I need to get rid of this positive 2 here. All right. This is people, oh, they're not in the right order or whatever. This is a positive 2. I had to get rid of a positive 2. To get rid of a positive 2, I subtract 2 from both sides. These cancel. Didn't use the 9g, so it drops straight down. 11 minus 2 is 9. 9g equals 9. It's saying 9 times what number gives me 9. Hopefully you already know it. We'll show the math this time. To get rid of multiplication, we divide. G is left by itself. 9 divided by 9 is 1, and this one is also 1. So we get G equals 1, and this one we got box, and then T equals 1. Hopefully you understood this lesson. Next video, we'll expand on this a little bit more. And if you have questions, find Mr. Golden and get them answered.